I'm funny too. I think on this podcast, it's also important to celebrate the wins, right? It's because like sometimes parenting can be really hard, but every once in a while you get these wins. And somebody in this room had a big win over the weekend. And it's going to lead into my first topic. Shawna, what was your win?
Oh my gosh. My youngest kid plays hockey for the Beverly Bandits. U13, and they won a championship in air. It was the most exciting. It's like, I swear to God, I don't know if there's anything that matches that joy.
Sure. And, much like a pitcher in baseball or a quarterback in football, your son Eli, the youngest of your two boys, played probably the most important role on a hockey team, and he was a goaltender. Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly, if you're thinking about putting your kids into hockey, don't let them. I know everybody says that, don't let them be goalie. The stress is unbelievable. I really thought I was going to throw up a couple times when it comes down to the wire. It's so much pressure on a kid.
You can always tell who the goalie parents are. 100%. To the point where my oldest boy played a little net. When they're little, they all try. My middle son, I didn't even let him know it was an option.
Right.
Because I just didn't want any part of that stress.
Yeah.
I'm too anxious all the time.
Yeah, it's a very anxiety-ridden position.
So you make it to the finals. You're playing the host town.
Correct.
Ayr.
AYR.
AYR, Ontario. And you beat them.
Yes.
8-0.
Yes.
At what point in the championship game are you a little bit more relaxed as a goalie mom?
Great point. My husband is 3 goals up. That's his thing. When we are 3 goals up, he relaxes. I would say I never relax till it's over. I always fear that even when it's like, because then you're worried, is he going to keep the shutout, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or like you watch the Canadians play against the Finland team, and it can fall apart in a second because of the goalie. So like, I just want it to hold tight to the end. I don't think I ever relax.
So both of you, because you both have kids who play sports, both hockey, both of you put all your chips in onto one kid to make it and to remember the parents in the journey. And maybe some of that riches will come trickling down into your pockets. I have some bad news.
Oh.
None of the top 10 highest paid professional sports people play hockey.
No chance, eh?
You guys want to guess? Anybody want to take a guess at number 1? Let's go with the number 1 sport before we get to peeps.
It's got to be soccer.
It is soccer.
Yeah, it has to be. They make stupid money.
Cristiano Ronaldo last year, the highest paid person, $260 million for just 1 year.
Jesus.
Oh, 1 year, Johnny?
Yes. Who do you think number 2 is? Surprising to me. Now, it's just not contract, it's everything, right? Ronaldo, he's got his Sportico, and then he's got his regular contract. Sure. He's got all these, $260 million. Messi at number 4 at $135 million. Also a soccer player, by the way.
Can I throw a name
If you
out
didn't
there?
know who Messi was, soccer player.
I'm going to throw a name out there. Ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton? Not on the board.
Really? I thought maybe, race cars, there's a lot of money there you do not know about.
Is Shohei Ohtani there?
Shohei Ohtani he's a top baseball player. 72.5 at number 21 on the list.
Oh, wow.
Number 21.
Give us a sport for number 2.
Basketball.
LeBron James.
You are incorrect. LeBron James coming in number 5.
Wow.
Who is beating out LeBron James at number 2, highest paid athlete in the world, 2024?
Wow. It's not
I don't know.
Steph Curry.
Stephen Curry. Yes, you are correct. 153.8. It's all soccer, basketball, and one other sport.
Football?
And there's only 2.
Is it a sport like cricket or something?
No, it's not. It's something you can't do, I can't do.
Shawna
wants to do to other hockey parents.
Have sex?
Nope. No, there's no pornography stars in the top 10.
No, off air. We were talking about hotels. And,
she has said...
Fighting.
So
MMA or boxing?
Nope, boxing.
Boxing.
Tyson Fury at number 3. And then somebody at number 7. Usyk Alexander.
Yeah, I love that.
At 122. The only sport in the top 10 that isn't one of those 3. Do you want to guess the sport? So it's not hockey.
Yeah.
I said Ohtani's the highest paid baseball player.
Yeah.
Boxing, soccer, and basketball are off the table.
Is it any sort of motorsports?
It's not.
Highlight.
No.
Beach volleyball. Karch Karai.
Incorrect.
Skiing.
No.
Holy, nice. Missing something.
Mm-hmm.
Golf.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty common sport.
Yeah.
Number 10, John Hram.
John Hram.
105.8.
Is he from South Africa?
I don't know.
How do you spell the last name?
Spain, coming from our technical producer, Mike.
I wish he wasn't from there because I can't do a Spanish accent. Ram, I think it's Rahm, is it not?
It is.
Yeah.
Hram.
If your last name is Ram, you call your kid John Ram?
John Ram.
No. What would you call him? Funny man.
I call him Ron Ram.
Here's the thing. No female athletes made the top 100.
Good.
And you know what?
What?
I'm telling you right now, I'm going on a hunger strike until Angel Reese is in the top 10.
Wow. Shawna with the good.
If you're listening to this and not watching it, that was a female that said good.
Yeah.
Olivia, Auntie Shawna didn't mean that. Okay, Auntie Shawna believes in your ability, except when it comes to making money.
I just love to joke because I can.
Do you have the number one woman on there?
Yes.
What sport? Because forever I would have thought it was Serena Williams.
Serena?
Okay, same sport.
Tennis.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Her name is Coco Gauff.
Oh, Coco Gauff, American.
Was the highest earning female athlete with 30.4. Now, everybody here loves the NFL. Who was the highest or the top earning NFL player last year?
Tom Brady's broadcasting contract.
Incorrect. Now, that very well could be, but he's not an NFL
Is it
player.
Patrick Mahomes?
No.
It's quarterback?
Yes.
Is it Kirk Cousins?
No, he plays on maybe the shittiest team. And I mean that in the most disappointing team, not like Cleveland. Not like the Browns.
Oh, disappointing.
Your division, Shawna.
Who is it?
Dak.
Oh, Dak Prescott.
Right, of course. The Cowboys, right?
100.4 million. There you go. And Shohei Ohtani at number 21. So if you're thinking about getting your children into whatever, and like the thing that I got from this, you always got to take a little shot at hockey. They're like, the top earningest hockey player, we're still looking for it.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Fuck off.
So I was lucky enough during our regular show, it's a radio show, and nobody was, I think I was by myself that morning, and I interviewed Zach Hyman. And Zach Hyman at the time was playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs and now plays for the Edmonton Oilers. And I said to him, and he was in promoting a children's book, which is very cool and unique.
Oh, right.
I said, Zach, I looked him dead in the eye and I said, I got 3 kids, play hockey. Cost me a lot of money. Tens of thousands of dollars a year. Never mind travel, expenses, time, energy, hotels, restaurants, sticks. I said, I got 3 kids. If not one of them makes it into the NHL, this has been a colossal waste of time and energy. Poor guy thought I was being serious. He looked, and I go, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Your parents must be proud. You made it to the show? If one of my kids doesn't make it to the show, we've wasted time and money. And then I cracked, and then he realized I was joking. But I was only kind of half joking.
Oh, God.
Usually jokes come from a basis of truth.
That's true.
Right?
I just want one of my kids to be a lottery ticket, and Daddy wants to cash it in.
Now, 2 of the lottery tickets have come up, no winner, no gain.
In the sports world, yes. Hey, you know, it's like, all jokes aside, my older boy's really into like video games, and he's really good at them. I'm sure a lot of teenage kids are, right?
Dude.
There's money in that.
Of course there is.
You don't think at some point in the next 5 years this list changes drastically with names that we have never recognized before? Of course it does. And that's why, like, you know, I don't want to say that my parents like really hindered my success in the video game world, but I really think I was before my time. I was a really good video game player, and nobody, you know, watered the seed, you know, tilled the soil in my video game career.
Right, you could have been
shit on from day one.
Yeah, he was really good. All jokes aside, Johnny was really good at video. He's natural. He just gets it. And I think you were born. I think if you were like a teenager now, you would do very well because you could stream. You know, like one of my sons does make a little bit of money.
He does.
He'll stream himself, and then people give you. And I'm talking literally like I think the most he's made in one night was like $25. Still, but like people just give you money. They'll watch your kid play video games, and they'll just give you money
to like say their name or anything. Like what's the return on that? That $5 investment.
I don't know. It sometimes not even $5. They might give you like 25 cents or $1 or whatever. It's weird. But he did show me. You
should be supporting that.
Oh yeah, listen, for sure. Hey, listen, I would do topless if it would make me money.
You
Not
should
making
see what
money.
I make.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And I can't play video games at all.
You're right between Tiger Woods and Steph Curry on the top
Oh, yeah.
10 list.
Yeah, absolutely. The top earning Canadian OnlyFans.
That's right.
Shawna Whalen. Which is your name, by the way. So, I don't know where you're listening to this from, but as we speak right now, where we live in Toronto, Ontario, we just got absolutely destroyed with snow over the weekend. Like destroyed, like the most in like 20 years. And am I the only one in the room that went on a vacation this year so
Yes.
far? Yes, I am. Have I felt what 32-degree weather and sun on my skin feels like? I do.
You still look it.
Do I know what the sand between my toes feels like? I do. I still do. Do I know what drinking strawberry mojitos in a pool is like? I do. Do I know what like a buffet with the sea air and everything? I do. I know all that. But I'm also suffering with everybody else.
Yeah.
And so it's been really, really hard. But it got me rethinking about vacations. It got me rethinking about going away. And I think now is the time where you kind of have to book these like Disney vacations. And over the weekend, my kids, it's so stupid. Whenever I want to get them off screens, I'll be like, hey, do you want to look at some pictures from like the past on my phone? So it's like screen to screen.
Oh,
but
yeah,
we
yeah.
talk about memories of good times.
It's active screen use, I call that.
Yeah, get off that screen and come look at my phone.
Yeah, come and look at my phone. And so, Mike, I mentioned before, he said the Spain thing. Mike is a big Disney guy. And when we went down to Disney, Mike gave me tons of tips about what to do. So I'd actually like, Mike, you can give me the thumbs up or thumbs down. Or if you want to take a mic, you can as well. Tell me if that TikTok trend. What is it, Roz? Judge, just listen to what I'm going to say. Listen and we don't judge. Okay? There's Roz, by the way, who is the producer of the podcast. We listen, we don't judge.
Do we have to say it like that all in unison?
We do, but because
we listen and we don't judge.
Oh God. I will say it and then I'll tell you the story. And I want you to very, very I would like you to try not to judge this.
I feel like we're on a television morning show.
Okay?
We listen and we don't judge.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not allowed on
3, 2,
television.
1. We listen and we don't judge. Would you pay a nanny $40 an hour to go with you through a park as a Disney nanny? It seems to be all the rage in the States right now. It's about $40, but what you get, and I just lost it, fantastic. Rich parents are paying theme park nannies to take their kids to Disney. So you want that time away, but maybe you don't want to pay for your grandparents to come down. And what you do is you pay $45 an hour for them to take you through the park, to go on all the rides. They're like CPR certified, background check nannies. It's about $675 a day for these nannies to take your kids to Disney. Well, I guess, I don't know what you go to what's it called? Downtown Disney? Disney Springs? And just get all loaded up on
So you're
whatever.
not with them
No.
and they're just helpers?
Oh, I got such an opinion on
Correct.
this one.
No, you don't judge.
I listen and I judge.
So
He doesn't listen.
how
and he
about this?
judges.
On a 10-day trip, if you decided to go all in on a nanny, it would cost you an extra $6,700.
Oh my God.
They'll take the teenagers on the wildest water rides and play all day, but they also have the childcare experience and CPR training, so parents get a safe caregiver and kids will get the best time.
Okay, can I ask a question now?
Sure.
And what is it?
Can't be a judgy one.
I don't listen and I judge. Okay, what I don't understand, I understand. Kids are a handful. I totally get it. But what I don't understand is, aren't you going to Disney to spend time with your children?
Some don't. Some love it themselves.
So then, I just don't, for me, if I'm doing something with my family and my kids, I want to do it with my family and my kids. I don't need someone else's help. I would say, if you said, hey, for some reason I got to take my kids to Vegas and they can't come into the casino and I want to do all that, then I get that. But Disney is for families.
Imagine waving at them. You end up somehow crossing paths and you're like, hey, kids.
And I'm taking a picture with frickin' Shrek. and they're waiting in line.
Or you're ahead of them in line, sucker.
It's so ridiculous, isn't it?
It seems a little ridiculous, but I'm not judging.
I am. And I've never been to Disney, with my family. It was a work thing. It's very expensive. Very expensive.
Sure.
And it's now I'm going to spend another $6,700 for this person to wait in line with my kid?
I just talked about my trip to Mexico. where like I like went down water slides a lot, and like I knew what the sun was like. I got burned a little bit, and I got a lot of natural vitamin D while you guys were suffering. And that trip alone was really close to that $6,700 mark for just like a trip to us to go. And I've never been in any sort of financial stratosphere where this would even be a possibility.
Never.
So like if I were talking to like, I don't know, Fortune 500 CEOs, maybe this does sound appealing because you can afford that.
Yeah.
When I went to Disney a couple years ago, like it was good. It was stressful. The lines were long. It was hot.
But it's all part of being a parent.
100. I'm not saying it's not.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you.
But if I had the ability and the financial wherewithal to be able to have like one day away from it, and they were just like totally taken care of, maybe I would. It doesn't like
one day.
Now the person that is doing this is saying it's not out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
people are doing it.
Oh, I think rich people do nannies all the time.
Absolutely.
Have you heard of those like nannies that come at nighttime and stuff? It's craziness.
A wet nurse.
Yes. My grandmother.
How wet?
Okay. So you just said how wet, and I talked about my grandmother.
But I was, in my defense, I was asking how wet the wet nurse is.
Yeah, he didn't say.
Okay,
is a dry nurse cheaper?
Dry nurse. Your grandmother.
Can I have a damp nurse if I can't afford the wetness, but I don't want the dry?
Okay. So can you do me a favor then?
Yeah.
I listened, and I'm not judging. So can you please answer Ryan's question about how wet the wet nurse was, please?
And what does that mean?
They breastfeed your kids.
Ooh.
Oh, but no. Ooh, like that's a good, like that's an awesome option. You made that unbelievably sexual.
Whoa, with her breasts or your wife's?
What do you think? What is she holding?
That's ridiculous, Ryan. They're nurses who breastfeed babies.
With her breasts?
Yes.
The nurse is breastfeeding.
That's why they're wet.
Okay, wait a second. Oh, this is for women that can't breastfeed.
Hold on.
Well, they choose not to. Okay. Some. I know my mom's family.
All right. I'm just saying.
It wasn't uncommon in Jamaica when her mother was there. They had wet nurses.
Whatever your answer is right now, I'm not judging. When you heard the term wet nurse, and then you asked how wet the wet nurse was, where did you think the wetness was coming from?
I'll be honest, I was thinking more south of the border than north of the border. I really didn't understand what it meant.
Did you think the wet nurse was for the husband?
Like, sometimes you don't want to have relations right after. I don't know.
Oh my God, you think a wet nurse goes around to husbands and services them because their wife can't have sex after childbirth?
Okay. Hold on. Okay, Roz, I know you don't have kids, okay? Shawna, you do have kids. There's something, at least I think every woman that I know that has had a kid, as soon as like the kid comes out, they go to this like really emotional state.
Right.
Some people call it postpartum, and it varies on degrees. I could only imagine me telling my wife 3 days after Olivia was born that a wet nurse was coming over to service me because she wasn't capable of doing so.
Yeah, there's no feelings, right? It's just a job.
Sure.
It's a wet prostitute. Okay, I'm joking. I know you don't have sex with them, but I didn't know that they are feeding their breast milk to your child.
Right.
I didn't think that was legal, to be honest with you. I thought even like there's something chemical where it's like you can't drink someone else's breast milk.
I feel like the wet nurses would need to be vetted. I don't think you could just go on like Facebook Marketplace and look up a wet nurse to come over to breastfeed your kid.
I thought maybe they helped the mother. I know I've derailed the conversation.
I love it though.
I don't listen and I don't judge, but I thought maybe they help the mother breastfeed at night.
Oh no, I'm sure there are breastfeeding doulas that come and help and coach and stuff, but the actual wet nurse, the wetness is transmitted to the baby in the form of milk.
Oh my God!
I will say I've seen some breastfeeding. Like if for some reason it's legal now online, like on regular social websites. It really takes the whole sexual thing out of it, eh?
Yeah.
Ew, they're for sustenance. Go ahead, Johnny.
Just getting back to the nanny part.
Listen and we don't judge.
Just getting back to the nanny.
Oh, by the way, I noticed you guys were judging my wet nurse theory.
We judged him.
Yeah, you listened.
We did.
Sorry, go ahead.
How come no parenting websites have come to us to give like talks or like, like it's so weird that it hasn't happened yet.
Hi, I'm Ryan for Osh Gosh Bagosh.
Osh gosh, but gosh, that's wet.
Oh my God. You know what? Well, let's just put a fork in it. We're putting a fork in it. We're going to end on a high note.
But I didn't hear about your grandmother.
It's okay. It's all right.
No,
it's okay. It's all right.
Doula?
No, it's too far back the other way. We've already passed the station.
I derailed it.
So, no, it was good. It was totally great. So,
listen, we learn something new every day. I guarantee
there are
listening.
other people that probably thought a wet nurse was something else.
And I just maybe saved the guy some humiliation because, right, all of a sudden the wife's like, hey, Marcy's coming over tonight. She's our wet nurse. And then he goes to try to sleep with her.
You saved him.
Right. Now he's going to be like, okay, it's for breastfeeding. Now, I don't know if he can watch or not.
Oh, my God.
You talked earlier about making money. How about this? Your baby can make you money. Film that.
Stop, dude. Are you okay right now, man? Are you okay?
What?
So you're going to put your kid breastfeeding another chick's breasts online for cash? Sorry, listen, I didn't think we'd ever cross the line. I didn't think we ever would.
I'll go one step further.
No. Roz is waving you off, dude.
Yeah? All right. I just say, like, you know how, like, sometimes you can't, like, open up a jar of pickles? And so you got to, like, loosen it a little bit before you open it up? I'm just saying.
You're fluffing it?
Oh, my God.
You want to be the hold on.
Well,
You want
to. You're my son. Make it easier for him. It's little lips. Not as strong as daddy's.
You want to siphon out the milk first like it's a gas tank and a hose.
Well, it's like a procedure.
I did have to have I had a blood block duct, and my ex-husband had to suck it out.
I'm a duct cleaner.
Holy shit!
Right.
What the fuck?
He did.
Yeah, let me numb that for you. We listen and we don't judge.
Okay, thank you so much for listening to the Bad Parents podcast.
Well, one's worse than the other two.
The chances of this returning next week is highly questionable. We'll find out.
It's cool to get canceled.
But if you would like to send us any sort of congratulatory email
Ryan
about
Reynolds
how much
and Blake Lively will be on next week.
How much you enjoyed.
There's no way I'm worse than them.
The podcast, badparents@curiouscast.ca. Mike, great working with you. I've really had a lot of fun doing this.
Mike.
Roz, it was great meeting you. Hopefully we run into each other again.
Wow.
Yeah, wet nurses. Thanks for listening.
Is that the title of this podcast?
Yep.
It has
Roz.
to be.
How wet is your wet nurse?
Oh, shit.